resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing, you will be told you can't complain because you're Islamophobic. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred.
This video I'm going to show you is so bad. It is a British worker on his lunch break at work, minding his own business, trying to eat. Then a guy starts filming him, mocking him for eating while it's Ramadan. People can be heard laughing and another saying, "We don't mind you eating." The guy then says he feels bad and closes his lunchbox and tentatively leaves. Some have said it was meant in a light-hearted way. Doesn't appear that way to me, because the guy filming can be heard calling him a kafir, which means unbeliever or infidel in Arabic, which, as far as I can see, is not meant in a positive light. And the tone of his voice doesn't appear friendly. Now, why is a British man being shamed into stopping eating in a British workplace just because it's Ramadan? He was obviously intimidated enough to close his lunchbox and walk away. And why on earth is he feeling bad? He should have said, "I'm hungry, I'm on my lunch. Now, if you don't mind, I want to eat my food in peace without you shoving a camera in my face." The fact is, he's not Muslim, and therefore Ramadan is of no more relevance to him than religious practices of the ancient Aztecs. What he did was not politeness or respecting other cultures. He was simply bullied into conforming. Douglas Murray said it perfectly yesterday. I'll play his reaction to the video at the end after this clip. I'll also play a speech by Christopher Hitchens that warned us about this a long time ago. Obviously, not everyone shoves their religion down everyone's neck, but I have come across plenty who spend their time trying to convert me, giving me books and playing me the call to prayer. You try changing the topic, but all they want to talk about is the word of Allah, and that's literally it. Relentlessly going on and on. They certainly weren't interested in any kind of chit-chat. Pro boxer Amir Khan uploaded a picture of his family with a Christmas tree some years back and was relentlessly bombarded with vile abuse. Everyone flipped out because Islam says you can't even acknowledge any other religion. Kids can't even go trick-or-treating because it has pagan origins. All the while, we are lighting up notice boards in train stations in our capital city with hardcore statements like this because it's Ramadan. Why on earth is that being put up in a busy train station? People just want to know the train times so they can get home, not have scripture shoved down their throats. No surprise though, is it, when we have anti-British activists saying Christmas tree is offensive to religious minorities, so should be changed to holiday tree. It's utterly ridiculous and does nothing but cause resentment and division in the majority population. And it has nothing to do with diversity, let's face it. It's activists telling us all things from our own culture are bad and should be mocked and done away with, and everything else should be celebrated to speed up the process. With mass immigration and increasing self-hatred, this is only going to get worse, I'm afraid, and I can only imagine what this nation looks like in 20 or 50 years' time. Take a watch of this.
Look at this kuffar. Everybody's on Ramadan.
I know, I actually feel bad for eating.
And this guy's,
I'm going to have to put this away, ain't I?
this guy's stuffing his face.
I'm
This guy
stop.
he just sat here stuffing his face.
This ain't fair.
Now, it may seem in good nature, but as Yasmin Mohammed, who shared that clip, pointed out, the more you appease, the more you empower. That man should have kept enjoying his pasta.
Yeah, of course. I mean, every difference in the world lies between my or your right to practice our religion, our faith, or otherwise, and us trying to insist that somebody else observe whatever we believe because we believe it. Everything that has grown up in the West on freedom of religion and freedom of thought is predicated on the idea that I can have my beliefs and you can have yours, and we're part of the same society. The moment that you change that pact and say, actually, I have my beliefs and therefore you cannot have yours, everything changes. And then it becomes effectively an intimidation game or a numbers game. And that's obviously what was going on in that clip. If it had been the other way round, though, Rita, I don't need to say this to you, if it had been the other way round and a group of, I don't know, English workers were sort of horrified that a Muslim co-worker wasn't eating and they made him eat, wow, the front pages would be held around the world. We'd all be told about the Islamophobic British and much more. Well, people should just think on that. Which way round is it actually easiest at the moment to try to push around and intimidate people? And it's that way round, I'm afraid.
Well, yes, imagine if you had exactly that setting and someone was being mocked and called names for having a halal meal when everyone else was having, I don't know, pork chops. I mean, that would be an outrage. There would be sackings, there would be cancellations, there would be probably a hate crimes committed, the police would be investigating, but that is just laughed off and the poor guy went hungry.
There'd be a whole new unit of police officers put onto the case, Rita. Emergency investigation, full judge-led inquiry.
Resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing, you will be told you can't complain because you're Islamophobic. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred, for example, or bigotry, whereas it's only the objection to the preachings of a very extreme and absolutist religion. Watch out for these symptoms. They are not just symptoms of surrender, very often ecumenically offered to you by men of God in other robes, Christian and Jewish and smarmy ecumenical. These are the ones who will hold open the gates for the barbarians. The barbarians never take a city till someone holds the gates open for them. And it's your own preachers who will do it for you, and your own multicultural authorities who will do it for you. Resist it while you can.